name's Juan. I've been in the tech space for over a decade now. And I come from that space doing projects and stuff like that. So in that span, I've had a chance to work for many different companies, implementing technology and stuff like that for them. And I've always kind of wanted to do my own thing. And I came up with the idea of marketing and that over the past couple of years of how I wanted to go into marketing and whatnot. But I wanted to find something useful first. So um, about January of this year, so going on a year now almost, I set up my own marketing company, just started doing websites for people I knew, friends, family, and whatnot. But very quickly, I learned that it's kind of saturated as far as, hey, I do websites, hey, I do websites, or whatever. So I said, okay, well, I need to take a step back and kind of niche down and find a few things that interest me that don't have, as far as I can tell, a good online presence or a nice structured online presence specifically, and then kind of start to build solutions for them. So this is one of those niches that I think um, it could benefit a great deal as far as online presence goes, and especially nowadays with it's all about reviews and social media and stuff like that. So I really want to create something that has high value, but then is specific to a specific niche or whatnot. So the food truck is definitely something that I want to get into. Who doesn't love a good food truck, so it's definitely a very if it's the right food and a right experience, then just marketing is just that extra step that they're going to need to, take it all the way. And that's where I want to kind of fit in and help. And so this is kind of the research and development R&D season, if you will. So there's this niche and a couple other ones like concrete landscaping that I'm looking into, stuff like that. So, but I really want to create something very simple, easy to enter or whatnot, and then get feedback from them. So the main thing that I came up with is just like just kind of a little marketing package, specifically for food trucks, that includes a website, a link in bio site, because everybody's using those nowadays, and then just like a simple QR code, and then a way for the food truck to easily get feedback from the customers. So that's just basically what I built. Again, it's a first draft, if you will. So definitely got a lot of feedback to go through and then kind of iterate from there and truly turn it into, something that is going to be a lot of useful for that particular niche. So,
Well, that's
yeah.
awesome. I'm glad that you got in touch with me so we can talk about this. Food truck owners wear many different hats. So, for 1 minute they might be the cook, the next minute they might be the cashier. But certainly at some point when the business is closed, they've got to have that marketing hat on their head. And a lot of them just don't really know what to do. And I think your solution will help alleviate some of that fear of, oh my goodness, what do I do next? As far as,
Absolutely.
finding people. So take me through it step by step. Exactly what does your package include and how would it benefit that food truck owner?
Yeah, so it's basically it helps with the online presence and the Google business listing just to get that structured. So when people Google food trucks or whatever in the city, it's structured correctly and it has a website with fresh content on it, so it'll show up in the search engine. So it's a fully designed, you know, website um, with the menu and the reviews on there as well. And I'll show you that here in a little bit as well. And then there's what's called like a link tree, a link in bio site or whatever, that kind of everyone's using as far as social goes. And you can put that link because Instagram only allows you one link unless you're a certain amount of subscribers, as far as I'm aware. So you can put that link up there, and then that link takes you to like a link tree style site where they can quickly leave you a review, quickly view your menu, kind of a quick menu, and then a short little form that has a name and email that they can just hit submit, put in their info real quick, and then that just goes to a spreadsheet. So you're building your list as well. And that's kind of the crucial thing about it is you really want to focus on building your list. And this is with any niche, not just food trucks, because then that's basically free advertising. So you can, if you have a special or if you're going to be a certain place or something changes in your route or something like that, you can send out, an email blast or whatever to make them aware of the changes. Or if you got, like you showed me yesterday, like a newsletter or something like that, and you want to send it to your list or whatever. So that's the main thing is because once you have that, name and phone number of people, you already know that they're interested. You already know that they did trust you enough to give you their information. So they want to be in touch with you and they want to, continue a relationship with you and figure out where you're going to be next. So, and like I said, you can send out for pennies on the dollar. You can send out an email special or something that's happening or whatever without having to worry about Google ads or Facebook ads or anything like that. So, so basically those three things is what I'm starting with. So I'm looking for um, anywhere from 5 to 10 as far as right now, depending on what the response is. And then I'm going to not charge design fee, setup fee, anything like that. I'm just going to set it up for them. The only thing that they're going to have to worry about is hosting, which is $97 a month. And that's just, so, and then everything else will be fine. I'll set it up for you. I'll even set up your Google business profile. If you can't get into that, or it's been a while and it needs to be updated or whatever, I'm more than happy to help you set that up. So everything's connected together and structured nicely as far as the search engine goes to get you up and going. So I like the package. I think it'll do good as far as the stuff that I research. So
Well, I know that we have a Google My Business account for our food truck and the other businesses that we have, and I like the analytics of that because it'll tell you how many people have actually clicked on your phone number and called us, which is
yep.
neat, or how many people just searched. In our case, we're out in the boonies, so somebody searching for a food truck is a big deal to us, and we come up first because there's no other food around us, and that's
Correct.
important. Whether you live like I do out in the sticks, or you live in a city where there's 200 other food trucks, you still want to be the one that people find,
Absolutely.
and it makes it easier if you have all those interconnected things that you've talked about for Google to say, okay, this is a popular food truck because they've got reviews, because they've got, the Google My Business account is set up properly so that the Google search engine can crawl it and be able to display it. So
Yeah,
that,
and go ahead.
I was just going to say, it takes a lot of pressure off the food truck owner if you're able to set that stuff up for them.
Yeah, and that's the big two things. So if you have a list of people that you know already are interested in what you're offering, and then you have a lot of reviews, so people have that social proof already, that's pretty much you're good to go. So you're gonna get free advertising because you can send out the emails or whatever, and then you're gonna rank on the search engines because you're gonna get those reviews. And then basically what I built makes it easy for that consumer to do that. They go to your truck, they scan the QR code, it's right there, so they can leave a review, they can sign up for your list. They can obviously go to the main website as well, but it just kind of makes a hub there so they can take some quick actions if they need to or whatnot. So it's just going to basically meeting the customer where they're at. So scan and it's all right there for you instead of them having to look you up, going to the website, scrolling, looking at different things. It's all kind of a all in one thing right there. So that definitely.
One thing that came to mind while you were describing the package is that link tree where people can find out different information about you. Would that, just for somebody that doesn't understand what that is, that would also be a good place to use almost as your business card. Here's a QR code, scan this, and you got all my information. You don't have to physically hand them a card because in a lot of cases, we don't always have a card available.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm doing with the other niches, the concrete and the landscapers or whatever.
Mhm.
That's so instead of the QR code because they're always moving.
Right.
That's what I'm doing. I'm included in that package. It's their business card with a QR code that
Mhm.
goes directly to that link in bio site
Yeah, that's
as a top
perfect.
to the yeah. So yeah, definitely anywhere you can put the QR code and I guess I never thought of it that way too. That'd be a nice thing to include in there too, so they can just take the card with them, when they're at your truck or whatever, you hand it to a friend or whatever. So yeah.
Well, here's something. I don't want to change your business model, but I'm sure you're aware of the little cards that you can program yourself. They have the little chip in them.
Yeah.
Those things are just the neatest thing to whip it out, especially in the type of business we're in. The average guest is not used to seeing a food truck be sophisticated. There's
Mhm.
still people that come up to our food truck that are surprised I can take credit cards. I
Yeah.
mean, it's 2024 and we've been taking credit cards, in my case, since 2008. So it's a long time we've been taking credit cards, but there are still people that don't realize that ability is there. So when I pull out a card that has that, is it RIFD code in it?
Yep.
Yeah, and they touch it
Just
to the back
scan
of their
it.
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they touch it to the back of their phone, and then there's my
Yeah.
information that pops up, or it takes them to a link where my information pops up. They're amazed by that.
Yeah, and
That
they're not that they're not that expensive either. You can
No.
order one on when we create the QR code, it's going to be downloadable or whatever. You can
Right.
put it wherever you want. So absolutely, you can put it on a RFID or some sort of a scanner or whatever. The main thing is all traffic is going to go to that link in bio site, and
Right.
that's going to be your centralized hub where everything goes. But other than that, yeah, you can put the QR code pretty much anywhere you want. But yeah, the technology is always changing. There's always coming up with new ways to just make it easier for um, yeah, for information to come up or for you to get information and then go to your site and tell them about you. So,
Well, where I see that being really important for a food truck owner is we're always asked different things. Like for instance, right now I'm wearing, our uniform. People will read my uniform and go, "You have a food truck," because it says food truck
oh
on it.
yeah,
And then that conversation goes. I mean, I've been in Walmart or something just shopping and I have this on and somebody will say, "Hey, where's your food truck located?" And then I remember, I'm wearing something that says I have a food truck. And then that conversation starts. Hey, I've got a wedding coming up. I've got, whatever the event is that made them think that they might want a food truck. And then being able just to send it, here's my information. You can go look at our menu and here's a link and they can see it immediately. And I don't have to try to, fumble for a business card or look like I'm unprepared.
yeah, exactly.
And it's a good advertising tool.
It just makes it a friction, less friction for you
Yes,
to get your name out there. Yeah,
it
yeah,
does. It
absolutely.
absolutely
So,
does. And then they've got the information in their phone. And
mhm.
then when they get to that point where they're really committed to looking for a caterer, they've had a conversation with me already. So that's a very good thing. So on that link tree where the different links would be, you mentioned reviews,
Mhm.
and then you mentioned the website itself, so they'd be able to place an order.
Yeah, so they're whatever they use for it's linked to whatever they use. If they do an online order or whatever system that they use, it's just basically a link. So we connect
Okay.
it there, and you let me know when you want me to share my screen, and I can show you what it looks like and
Okay.
everything. Or it's up to you. So,
Yeah, go ahead. Let's go ahead and
okay.
show where you'd be sending people and explain what a link tree is. Not everybody may know what a link tree is.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is so obviously this is the full desktop site here, and that I can actually show you. So I'll zoom in on this bad boy here. So it's like a full, professional website done. Again, this is just filler stuff. So this is not obviously
Right.
your colors. I'll make it match to your colors and your logo and whatnot. But yeah, just the main hero section here, then a little about us. I can create the story for you or whatnot. If you want a separate page, if you have a long history, that's another thing also that really matters is the story behind your business. If there's story there, then one other restaurant that I do, I have a whole page because they've been through three owners. There was a
Mhm.
whole like cancer battle that the original owner went through and everything. It
Right.
was just an awesome story. And I'm like, you need to put this on your site. Like this is, so right away there's their food or whatever, and then about us, and then there's an entire page dedicated to their story. So, and that just makes it, more brand recognition for you. Obviously the menu with the pictures and whatnot. And then this is where we put the testimonials. If you have a few already, you put them right on your site. So that's your social proof right there. So they don't even have to go to Google to do that. Obviously they can if they do. And then there's a button to leave a review. This will go directly to your business profile so they can leave a review also. So if they're already logged in, they just click it and then they just click the 5 stars or whatever, put in their comment and it's good. So it really makes it a frictionless process. FAQs, this can be pretty much anything, creative wise, and then usually a little gallery to show off the food. And then more photos to click on the socials, and that's pretty much it. So again, all this is included with it. That's the desktop version, and then the link in bio one looks like this. So when they scan the QR code, this is the sheet right here, and
Okay.
again, we'll design the whole sheet and everything. Or we can just print you out the QR code, or we can do both. It's up to you.
Hmm.
We're pretty flexible. So, but this you can put anywhere. We'll put it on a nicely designed sheet for you. Here, scan the menu, or leave us a review. Google. You're able to see this, right? I'm just making
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Little late now, but yeah, I can see
Yeah.
it.
Just want to sure I'm not talking about nothing. Like, whoa, what's going on? So yeah, when they scan this, it's going to bring them here to the mobile site, and there's a little let's see if right here. Yeah. So it'll show up on here, but But it's a lot easier on the phone. So right here is immediately when they scan, they can go to immediately to all your socials. They can view your schedule or your locations, whatnot. So this can link out to whatever scheduling system you're using or whatnot.
Right.
View the menu. I can build the menu page for you, obviously. So I just need pictures of the food, what it's called and what the ingredients is, and I'll build that page out for you directly on here. If you want to book the truck, if you guys are doing like events, holidays or whatever, and you want a form, it does come with with the form also. So it's a separate form that says book our truck, and there's a name, address, organization, tell us a little bit about your event, blah, blah, blah. And then when they fill out this form, it goes and you get an email like this. So, hey, Jim, you have a new, someone interested in booking your truck or whatever. And then you get all the stuff right here, ready to go. So, and then this also will go on a spreadsheet that you can access anytime. So you can actually every 30 days, we just automatically can email it to you. So as the 30 days, as it's filling up, you can just download it into a CSV. If you have like a software that you use like MailChimp or something like that, you can just import it into that or whatever software you're using and then send out, communications or whatever you want to. So yeah, but it's fully designed. Everything's taken care of. But that's the main three things: is the main desktop website, and then the link in bio. And then from here, like I said, socials, truck schedule, view menu, book your truck, link directly to your Google review, and then collect info to build your list. And then the email notifications also. So, but yeah, it's a nice little package. Definitely gets you set up for to make a frictionless, engagement, or to make engagement really frictionless for you. So it's easy for them to, sign up for your stuff and
Right.
get your reviews and whatnot. So I think it's a good little package to start off with. I'm excited to get, 5 to 10 people or trucks on this program so I can start getting feedback after 30 days and whatnot. And then if I need to change it, if I need to iterate it or whatever, that's mainly what I want to do it for until I build something or have something that's, of use to the niche, to the industry. So, but yeah, that's the gist of it.
Okay. If you would go back to where it shows the link tree, and I just want to make sure, number one, I understand, and then make sure everyone else understands as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one there where it says schedule, that would take them, or second one, I guess, technically. The first one's their social links. Um, well,
Here,
while we're talking about social links, let me ask that question. So on the social links, would you be able to put one that somebody could actually, since it's going to be viewed on the phone, they could call them directly? Is that an option?
Yeah, I can put a button on there that says call us or something. Is that
Okay.
what you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I can attach that also to this also. The one that I'm doing for concrete and landscaping, I put the call contact now because it's a lead generation. So with
Right.
them, I have a lead generation form. So they come and they say, hey, what's your project? What's the square footage? When are you looking to buy or whatever? What's your budget? And then when they receive this email, there's a button that says call now in case they're in between a job when they get the email or they have some on time or something, and they can call them right there. So they can literally just hit the button. I can attach that to the email, to the actual link in bio, on top of the actual website if they need to or whatnot. So
Okay.
yeah, definitely. Again, this is all just a template of
Right.
what I'm starting with. And that's why I kind of want the feedback. If there's something that you guys as operators are, hey, can you do this? Or, hey, I'm curious, can you, would you be able to do this or whatever? That's what I'm doing this for, is I want that feedback to iterate and improve. But yeah, definitely. I can, there's a certain code you put in there. So when it comes up on the phone, you push the button and it brings up the thing to call and the number's already in there. So
that would be beneficial both ways, not only for the operator to be able to call somebody back, but then for the person that's wanting to schedule just to be able to call directly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's great. So talking about the schedule and locations, where would that take them to? Would it be like a Google calendar, or is it, tell me what that would be?
I'm trying to, most of them I've come across, they have their, what is it? Food truck or findfoodtrucks.com or something. Let me look that up.
Food Truck Finders one, their location services. Yeah.
Right. So it's wherever they host their
Okay.
their actual thing. So I don't know if I think they're free to use because they run
Some of them
ads as
are,
far as
yeah.
I know. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, some of them are.
So just, and if they don't use any currently, those are pretty easy to get set up with. And then I can link them directly there. Yeah. So once they have it all set up in their account and they get their link, I can attach it to the buttons where it says, schedule or locations or where are we at next or what have you. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So then where it says view menu, would they
Yep.
be able to place an order from there?
If they're set up with Square or whatever their payment processor is, yeah, I
Right.
can link them to their order page or
Perfect.
what have you. I can also we can go like I'll do a picture of the actual thing, a description and everything, and put a button order this. So
Right.
if you want to do it like per item, you can do that. I don't know if Square has that ability, but
It
to
does.
link to a specific item.
Yeah.
So we can do that too. We can say order now, buy the Philly cheesesteak or something
Right.
or and whatnot. So yeah, we can get as granular as you need to as far whatever your system is set up like as well. So
Okay.
definitely.
So the point is there's some flexibility. It's not like they're locked into the only
Absolutely.
ecosystem you've designed. Okay.
Absolutely. This is like, like again, this is just a template. This is just me doing some research and noticing a lot of you guys that there's, as far as the need for websites or some sort of online presence, to build your brand or whatever, it seems to be a big gap in between there. And that's where I want to get, this is where I start with. I think this will be really good. But then, like I said, the main thing is to improve it from there. And that's why
Right.
I'm running the holiday special or whatever you want to call it or what have you. So,
Black
but
Friday
yeah,
special, doesn't matter.
there you go. Whatever
Are they
sounds.
are they limited to just the four different buttons you have there?
No, we can put you can do whatever you want. You can put as many buttons here, and then I can also move this like the other guy said, can you put that form on the top? And so he wanted this email and phone number thing right at the top
Right.
so it's the first thing that they see. So yeah, this is all flexible. So I can change it. I can mess with it or whatever. I can put a picture of, instead of the logo, it can be like a picture of the owner or something, or
Right.
and then whatever background picture. The socials as well. I can do because some people don't have a YouTube, so we'll take the YouTube off.
Right.
Some people, and then we'll put the email icons. If you have a TikTok, we'll link to that. So all this is interchangeable, and we can change it however I'm going to work with you until you like it, pretty much, until it's exactly what you need. So, but yeah, definitely change it out and get it the way you want to. So,
Okay, good.
yeah.
Because I would imagine, depending upon the operator and what their business goals are, they may actually want more buttons than you have here. And I can also see somebody wanting fewer buttons.
Yeah, it depends on the operator. You want to
Right.
strike a balance between that because you don't what the main purpose of this is so that because normally people just are so used to scrolling that they
Right.
don't if you go to what I see a lot of is that if they do have a website, it's not structured very good and they send everyone there and then they just leave because
Right.
it's just there's too much going on the page,
Yeah.
right? So this puts it in a nice structure, big buttons, and they're quick actions. So you don't want to have everything on here. You want to have a balance of the immediate things because
Right.
the purpose of this is to get build your list and then to get reviews.
Mhm.
So those are the two things that you want to focus on. And that's what this does nicely. And then obviously from there, your bookings for events is probably pretty important and, building your list or whatever. But yes, you can put whatever you want on there, but you want to strike a balance between that and overwhelming them because
Right.
at that point, then it just becomes another website and they'll leave. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
I, I'm just sitting thinking because I have the official link tree. I use them because I have a
oh,
lot
okay,
of different things that I do. It's not just having a food truck. So depending upon who's talking to me, I want them to know everything about me.
yeah,
Because I write books, so I got to be able to send them to buy a book.
there
I
you go.
I do coaching, so I got to be able to send them to schedule coaching. And then I got a food truck, so if they're just interested in buying food, they got to be able to get there as well. So mine probably has more buttons than the average person would have. Um, but I think what you have listed here, certainly a schedule. Everybody's got to know where the heck you're going to be, or um,
Exactly, yeah,
the specific location and dates.
yep,
Viewing the menu is super important because you talked about people knowing and liking you. You know, part of getting to know a food truck owner is what's on the menu. What do they
Yeah,
sell? Uh,
absolutely.
yes, definitely being able to book makes sense. And like you
Mhm.
said, the important thing is gathering information. So we got to have that, who is contacting me so that I can contact them back, and the review.
Right. And then on this one, it'll have a menu like on the desktop version, because obviously you have businesses, if
Right.
you're in a business district and stuff like that, a lot of them are going to bring up the desktop site because they're at work. So
Right.
it's nice to have that desktop site and have nice big pictures of the stuff with the menu. But with the mobile one, I'm going to put a menu, a completely separate mobile friendly version of the menu on here.
Right.
So now that I think about it, I wish I would have created one just like a template so you could see, but it's pretty much a miniature version of the actual menu. But that's so they can view the menu right on this mobile friendly site with the form directly at the bottom still. So it's completely frictionless. They don't even leave that to go to the main website. It's all on here.
Right.
So yeah,
That's
absolutely.
great. Yeah, it's very beneficial. One of the things that we talk about with the food truck owners is to get them to understand the process. Where would this fit in on a daily basis? You know, we talked about the one thing, if you're out somewhere and somebody wants to know about your food truck, here's a quick way, scan this code and it takes you to learn more about me. Because obviously I'm not selling them food at that moment because I'm not on a food truck, and they're not around
Right.
it. But at the point that they've come to the food truck, they found me in whatever method they found me, and they're a first time guest. I really want to get that information. You know, what's your email
Yes,
and your phone number so you can stay in touch and learn where I'm going to be next week or next month.
definitely.
And I want them to tell me that they enjoyed the food and the service. So
Yeah,
leaving that
feedback.
review.
Absolutely. And I think I came across one that was um that they do some sort of they give away free food every month. So
Yep.
they give away like, or they have an offer or something, and they have on there on the QR code, hey, sign up and you might be a winner or something like that too. So we can create a button for that also. And then, at the end of the month, we can even make it so we at the end of the month or whatever, we randomly pick a name automatically from that list and send it to you.
Yep.
So
I mean,
that so
that's a perfect idea.
yeah.
Just
So
talking about that, there's a food truck, and I can't remember what city he's located in, but he's one of those that drives around to smaller communities. So he must
mhm,
probably be in a rural area like I am, where he would be in one completely different city today, and then tomorrow he's in a completely different city. They're all,
right.
again, small cities. What he does is he selects one person and puts it on his social media that, hey, Joe, you've got a free meal. Come on down and, let me know. And you got the free meal. He pulls that information from people that have left his email. So as an advertisement on his social media, people, how do I get to win a free meal? Not a
Exactly.
problem.
Yeah.
You go to my website, or in this
Yeah.
case, scan this code and fill out the email, and you
Yeah.
might be the winner next week when I'm back in town.
Yeah.
And so it
That's
gives
actually
him
a
good
great idea
information. Yeah.
to add to this actually now that I think about it. So because I know again I'm from the tech side, so I'm thinking about the
Right.
back end of this. So yeah, so that list that every 30 days or whatever, I can set up an automation to randomly select a name at the end of the month or whenever you want, every
Right.
2 weeks, a weekly, and then to send you an email saying, hey, this is, you had 30 signups this month. We went ahead and randomly picked one. This is their information
Right.
without you
And
having to do anything. So
that would be awesome. Then you send them an email and you put it on social media so it encourages other people to want to
yeah,
sign up to get their chance to get that free meal.
yeah. So when they get that email, they don't have to do anything. They said, "Oh, okay, Jim." They can even screenshot it if they want,
Right.
or I
Exactly.
can make So I can format this so it'll be like so all they have to do is screenshot it and share it to their social. So I can put on here like congratulations or what, so I can word it to be public facing also.
Right.
So they can just screenshot it and literally post it to their social media. So great idea. This is why I'm doing this because I'm getting, because I want to get the. So, but yeah, that's awesome. And then, like I said, they don't have to do anything. It's just done automatically for them, and they get it. So,
Yeah. And that's
yeah,
what we want, especially as a food truck owner, because again, they wear multiple hats. And a lot of
oh
times
yeah,
they just stack one hat on top of another. So they got a whole bunch of things they're trying to balance at once.
exactly.
And, this type of software makes at least one segment of the life a little bit easier.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's my goal. So, cause yeah, you guys have so much going on and yeah, like you said, many different hats or whatever. So I want to create something that's just going to be, quality, high value, and then hands off as much as it can be.
Right.
Right.
As a,
So
they're
yeah,
always going to be touching it to an extent, but it's not like they're trying to
exactly.
recreate the thing every month.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, that's a great idea. I didn't even think of that. So
Yeah, I have
think of
those every
every,
once in a while.
yep.
People are
Awesome.
surprised.
Yeah. Awesome.
The
Yeah. Good
brain is
info.
not dead yet. In any case, now you mentioned right now you're trying to build it out for 5 to 10 people at no design fee or anything like that.
Correct.
The monthly fee, what was that going to be again?
That's 97 a month.
97 a month.
Yep.
So,
So that's the only cost associated with it. So
yeah, to put that in perspective, because food truck owners, they start on a shoestring budget. In a lot
yeah,
of cases, $97 seems like a big spend when you consider what it is. I tell food truck owners they should have a marketing budget. You have to have a marketing budget. You go into any business, you got to let people know you exist.
exactly.
It's like that old saying about keeping a light under a bushel. Well, no one's seeing the light. People don't know a food truck exists unless you are doing some type of advertising.
Right.
So, in relation to that, you got to have a budget. Social media is free, yes, but you want more exposure, you're going to spend some money on social media. You're going to have to spend money on other things that are marketing that people don't realize are marketing. The wrap on the truck, that's marketing because you're
Yes.
driving the truck everywhere and people are seeing it. That's marketing.
Yep.
So it means at some point that wrap's got to be replaced. You got to have money in a marketing budget to replace that. Your menu is marketing. Any signs that you have or feather flags, all that's marketing. So you have to have money aside for that. Having this type of a program is marketing. So there's a cost associated with that. I tell people at minimum they need to have 3% of their sales earmarked to go back into marketing.
Hmm.
3% minimum. Now, if they want to be really successful, they're probably going to be upwards of 7 or 8%. And when they get to 7 or 8%, that puts them in the same category as a restaurant. Most restaurants are spending, especially a franchise restaurant, they're spending about 8% of their sales going back into marketing for TV and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
We got to do that too. So at $97, if that was your only spend, you'd only have to do $3,200. I'm looking at a calculator
Yeah.
because I wanted to do the math right.
Yep.
So $3,200 puts that $97 spend at 3%. And that's not that much money in sales. And they should be able to do that within a couple of days. I know food trucks
Yeah.
that are doing that in one day.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So
Yeah. So
that's not that big of an expenditure. And then if they leverage that $97 and collect a bunch of email names every single week,
exactly.
it now
And
you're
get
talking
reviews.
pennies.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Because once that's the thing too that's the thing with Facebook ads. I'm trying to come up with creative ways because that whole thing is just such a mess with agencies and stuff like that. That
Right.
like the standard to work with agencies right now is like $1,000 to $3,000. I've seen some agencies
Yeah.
charge, and there's a large portion that just don't produce results, and
Yes.
just they end up being upset or whatever, and rightfully so. That's a lot of money. So I'm trying to think of things where you can just be more intentional about it. The
Mhm.
website, the link in bio, the social, but be intentional about the QR code. Hey guys, when someone comes to your window, if you're chatting with them or whatever, hey, if you like us, go ahead and leave us a review and point to the QR code or point to the sign
Right.
or something. That just simple stuff like that. That's free. That's inexpensive. And then they go and you get that email and you have them right there. So that's it. You spent no money getting that info because they're already in your truck and they signed up right away. And in the future, you can send them, hey, we're going to be here, or hey, this month we're running a new item, or hey, we're doing this or whatever. That to me works a lot better than just cold Facebook traffic,
Yep.
right? Especially for a food truck. I don't think many food trucks run Facebook ads. Probably not because
Not many, no.
yeah. So it's just to me, I think they should just focus on those main two things. If you get a list, then you can advertise them for pretty much free, for pennies,
Right.
because I have a direct communication to you, and then just get interviews from or reviews from that list. So that you do those two things, and you'll be, I mean, pretty much set, because your reputation's there when they search for you, and then you have a direct line of communication to them when you want to advertise.
Yep.
So,
And that's what food truck owners need to understand. And it goes beyond, you can't just throw money at something and expect it to work. You know, if you're going to do a Facebook ad or any of the social medias as a paid ad, it is a shotgun. You're hoping that some of those little pellets hit somebody that actually cares about your food, for one,
right,
and then is willing to eat at a food truck, and then lives in the area that you're serving out of.
Yeah.
This is more laser focused because they've already interacted with you in some way.
Exactly.
And it's very important that you talked about telling everybody to leave a review.
Yep.
Here's a QR code, leave a review.
Mm-hmm.
When you have somebody that you know for sure has never eaten at your food truck, you want to maybe change that a little bit and say, hey, join our email list so you know where we are all the time. And while you're there, leave us a review. Because they're being sent to one place where they can do multiple things.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, if they're already there, if they already put in the energy to walk up to your truck to buy something from you, to try it, there's no reason why you shouldn't at least attempt to, hey, you know, let me quick get your phone number or email or name or whatever, and just, you know, we'll keep in touch. So, and most of them don't mind doing it. And this makes it, with the link in bio, the link tree type, it just makes it so much, you know, frictionless. You don't have to send them to your website and go, oh no, go here, click on this, go on the tab, or, you know, it's just, it's right there. So once we set up your Google listing or whatever, you get your link, right? That goes directly to your review, because there's a link to your Google page, but Google gives you a specific review link. So you attach that onto this, and it takes them right there on their phone. So they just literally hit the 5 stars, comment, and you're good. So
you bring up a really good point about, they have discovered you. You know, the first time guest has discovered you in some way, and they've walked up and, you know, they've read a menu, hopefully. They know something about you, and they've made that commitment to buy some food. If you can get them sent to one place, like you said, it's easy. Just scan this QR code, join our list. While you're there, leave us a review. But not having to bounce around. Because what we find when we have a website is you'll have that drop off rate where they got to your homepage and you got, you know, 10,000 people did that. And then to get them to go to see your menu, only maybe 5,000 saw your menu. So you lost 5,000 people. You don't even know why. And to get them to leave a review, unless it is very obvious, they're never going to leave that review.
Yeah, it's because everybody's used to scrolling now. Their websites aren't the same as they were before. It's just, you know, they're on social media. They go on Facebook. What do they do? Scroll. They go on Instagram. What do they do? Scroll. They go, you know, everything scroll. So you want to have something like this in place, so it makes it goes in parallel to what they're doing. It makes it less friction. You know, It makes it frictionless for them. So,
okay, so we've covered, I think, how it works, and I like how it works. It's a very clean website. It's a very clean link for them to look at on their phone when they scan that QR code. I like that a lot. We talked about how much it's going to cost them initially, and right now the design process is free, so the only thing they're spending is that hosting.
Yeah.
What else do we need to cover?
That's pretty much it. Like I said, if at that point, it's just getting feedback from the people that join in. So I'd love for you guys to, you know, just keep, if you sign up for us, great. I'm going to do whatever I can to make it. And for the 90, I build it first. So you don't have to do anything until you like the website. I'll show it to you, everything's set up. And then when you say, okay, I like this, it's good to go, then we'll set up the payment. We'll start the, you know, the hosting or whatever, and then put it online or whatever. So there's absolutely no, you know, pressure or anything like that. I'm not going to sell you something or set up something for you that you're not going to be happy with. So, so once everything's set, yeah, exactly. So, I'm trying to build relationships and get feedback, so that I'm trying to set it up right the first time. So there's no, you know, we didn't know this was going to not be there or this be there or something like that. So I
Right.
definitely want to make so when you do this, we just hop on a call like we are here. I get an initial, like, you just tell me a little bit about what it is or whatever, 10, 15 minutes. I get the information and then that's it. I go to work, and then usually within 3 days or something, I'll have something ready to go for you. I'll send you a link.
Okay.
You take a look at it, and I just a small description so you can actually visually see what everything will look like. And then we'll make changes from there. Hey, can you change this? Can you change this? Whatever. And then we're off to the races at that point. So
All right. So if somebody's decided right now, having watched this or listened to us, that they're ready to go, how do they get in touch with you?
my main website is io605.com. But I'll put in the post that I'm going to put on there. I'll probably just put I'll probably make a landing page for this, honestly.
Okay.
Because I have several templates ready to go. And then on that landing page, it'll probably just ask them a few questions, a form or whatever. And then once they put that info, it'll send them to a Calendly link probably, so
Okay.
they can schedule a time. So they can even schedule it right then, whatever works for them. So
All right. So then
yeah.
I'll have that information so I can put it in the description to the videos.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just make a
That'll work.
page then, and a landing page, and give you the
Okay.
link, and everything will be there. So
That'll work.
yeah, we can do that.
All right. Like I said, I like it a lot. I like it's kind of a one-stop shop as far as you get a website, you get that link tree.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and it just goes to the thing where I'm not, I didn't want to be like the ones where, hey, do you want a website? Do you want a website?
right.
Everyone calls you, everyone spams you for nowadays for a website. So I want to create something that's actually unique, and it will actually, be useful to you and get some, get you more efficient as far as getting your name out there and your brand out there. So yeah,
Yeah, you're right on that. There are a lot of people, and especially since COVID too. There's so many people that have decided to start their own business for
yep,
whatever reason, and we see it in our Facebook groups all the time. We're being constantly bombarded with both good ideas and bad ideas, and then scammers as well.
yep,
Uh, so it's just a matter of weeding through and trying to get the things that are going to be useful in front of people that can really use them. And I think this is something useful. That's why we're having this discussion right now.
yeah, exactly. That's why I want to do, I want to be niche specific, and then produce something, give something of value to that niche. That's not just a website. It's an entire, like, automated thing or automated package, if you will. So
Like I said, I like everything that you showed me today, and we talked, prior to this
appreciate
video
it.
as well. And I like it. So I think people need to give it that opportunity. If they want to grow their business, they've got to grow that ability to communicate with their own guests. They can't depend upon randomness every day.
Exactly. Yeah. And this puts a structure in place to makes it to reduce the friction between engagement between
Yeah,
you and your customer. So
yeah. The
yeah,
less friction there is, the better. Because
absolutely.
one of the things that you talked about at the very beginning, I'm going to kind of circle back for a second. You talked about a restaurant that has story,
Yes.
and it had multiple layers to that story. Every food truck owner typically has some type of story. Sometimes they don't
Oh yeah.
realize they have a story, but they do.
Yep.
Whatever motivated them to start that business, whether it's grandma's recipes or, hey, I got fired from a job I had for 30 years and I'm making my own business. People
Yeah.
want to hear those kind of things. But what I tell everyone, food is always related to more than just eating, more than just
Oh yeah.
consumption.
Oh yeah.
Think about everything you do in life that's either good or bad. There's a celebration, and the celebration has food.
Yep.
You have a baby, you invite people over. We're having a what?
Yep.
We're having a shower. We're going to have food.
Yep.
Somebody's got to provide that food. There's going to be memories tied to that.
Oh yeah.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, all of those
Yep.
things have the families gathered around food, and there's no reason why a food truck can't do the exact same thing with a
Absolutely.
product. You just never know when it's going to be you know a boy's favorite thing to eat, and dad takes it to that food truck, and then you have that bonding moment. Hey, let's go to the food truck and get your favorite, whatever that product is.
Exactly.
And that becomes a memory that sticks with that young man or that young boy for the rest of his life. And he'll start to talk about, that food truck was awesome.
Yeah, we all have those places that even us as kids, either if it's going to I'm from a Hispanic family, obviously, but
Right.
because there's, food just brings everybody together.
Yeah.
It's a celebration. It opens you up. It opens up lines of communication. It brings people together. So yeah, there's so much going on there as far as communication goes. But yeah, most people's core memories are from childhood that are
Yeah.
happy involve some sort of food. So
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah, so
And that's a big responsibility that a food truck owner has,
mhm,
because you just never know when you're going to create that memory that's going to be talked about, 20 years from now. And,
exactly.
hopefully the food truck's still around,
Yeah,
maybe passed on to, the next generation. And, that young man that grew up and now has his own kids can go back to that same
exactly.
food truck.
Yep. Next generation. Yep.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
But it starts with being able to stay in touch with that young man as he grows up.
Exactly. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well,
So
I appreciate your time today.
yeah, you too. This was fun. This is the first time I've ever done something like this. So it's definitely good information, good content. So I realize what people like, podcasts and stuff like that. You just get into conversation. You go. There's no structure. I like that. It doesn't
Yep.
feel like structured or anything. So um, yeah, good time.
Well, it was structured. I just made it seem seamless.
Yeah, there you go. So,
But
but
yeah,
yeah,
again, I thank you for your time. I will get
absolutely.
this posted up so people can see it. And when I have those links, we can put that in the description. And I really think people need to check it out and talk to you and, make this work, because we need that. We need easy as food truck owners.
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially with everything they have on their plate already. So